everyone. I'm going live at my book launch at Bannerman Brewing Company in St. John's, and my daughter Sarah is here to be the MC. So I hope you enjoy it. We'll give you some entertainment and chat. Hopefully it'll be fun. Stay tuned.
So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here today for the launch of Misty's Misadventures, the debut novel of Catherine Taylor, who also happens to be my lovely mother. Congratulations, Mom. And thank you everyone for being here. This has truly been such a collaborative experience, seeing this book come to life with so many different supporters involved along the way, who we will also get to hear from today, including Roger Wander from Upside Down Films, who helped create the video trailer. We have Jennifer Bessel here as well from Enloe, who has been a huge supporter of this journey that my mother has been on. And and Deb as well. And we also have Rhonda Tulk-Lane from Music NL here, as well as the artist Evelyn Jess, who will be playing some music for us this evening. And last but not least, we also want to give a special recognition to Melinda and Dave, who have come all the way from Grand Falls, and they are part of the Northcliffe Drama Club, who you will see Dave in the video trailer, I think, as well.
Autographs later.
So you can definitely get those autographs from him. He's the one you want to chase down. So a big thank you to everyone for being here this evening. We're so excited. And I just want to tell you a little bit about my mother, because I'm very proud of her, and it's wonderful to see this all come to life. Writing has been such a passion for her throughout her life, and it's been very inspiring for me and my sister to really see her kind of fulfill a lifelong dream, something that she's always been invested in. And we always tell her, growing up, she told us the best bedtime stories. Every night was a new Catherine Taylor original, and they were fabulous. By the end of it, I was disappointed that you hadn't written them all down, because we want to hear our favorites over and over again. And of course, to get a repeat was a very hard request to fulfill. But it's beautiful to kind of see how you've taken that passion and actually started to bring it out into the community. You've created your own television show, Let's Get Writing, which airs on Rogers Community TV and features many authors from across Newfoundland and Labrador, some who are with us this evening. So that's had such an amazing reach on the community. You've also begun writing and contributing to the Enloe magazine, which has really helped you grow professionally and personally within the community. And then today, of course, is the launch of Misty's Misadventures, which I have thoroughly enjoyed reading, all except the sex scene, which I will tell you was a really interesting thing for a daughter to read. That is, anyways, we'll leave that at that. But thank you for that particular highlight, Mom. So now, Mom, I would love...
You came from somewhere.
So, Mom, I would love to invite you up here to tell us a little bit more about Misty's Misadventures and what we can expect from this book.
Okay. It's a real family affair here today. We have at least one of the kids, and my other daughter Jennifer, who's a makeup artist, so she's around events like this all the time too. She's over in Halifax, and Sarah luckily ended up doing some work here, and she could join me. I think it was wonderful when that happened, because we didn't plan it, and it's so nice to have her here. And it's also nice to look out and see familiar faces. Really nice. Glenn from those days back in school, growing up, and yeah, so we've grown up now, and you've got a couple, I think another book on the go too. Now, this is a romantic comedy that I had so much fun writing, and when I think back to when it started, it was probably on a plane somewhere that the idea came to me, because we were always traveling. And that was great for my husband because he was going to courses. And I was tagging along, and I had all kinds of extra time. And I was like, what will I do with my time? And what can I do? I'm in and out, I'm here, I'm there. So I said, I bet I could write a book. I've always wanted to do it. I'm going to write a book. Okay, so I got my computer, and I have my Word program, and I opened it up, and I go, how do you write a book? I have no idea how you write a book. So I got books on how to write books. And then I thought about talking to people who've written books about how they write books. And that was how Let's Get Writing was born. And it started with me not knowing anyone in the writing community of Newfoundland and Labrador. And the next thing, I knew so many people, like Helen Escott, who's sitting here. And you know, I made friends. I felt like I made friends through that program. And it also gave me ideas of how to write a book and bring it to completion. And as Sarah said, it's a romantic comedy. So you can't have a romance book without a little bit of sex in it. So I'm sorry, Sarah, if I've affected your development. But I did have you in mind when I was writing it, and it's very tame stuff. Very tame. So, but it was fun to do. And one of the things I took with me when it first started was write about what you know. And I thought, okay, what do I know? I've worked in PR. I have written for a newspaper. I have moved back to Newfoundland. I did meet someone, and I ended up coming back here. I have 2 kids, 2 girls. And so I started putting those ideas together, and it's not autobiographical by any means, no. But I knew if I put those elements in, I knew what it was like to raise 2 kids. I knew what it was like to feel funny about coming back home again and trying to fit in. And I knew what it's like to write on a deadline and have things published. And I knew all those things. And I knew television, because that's where I started and worked, and I did telethons and all kinds of things like that. So I put it all in there. There's a reality show. There's an editor who, she particularly doesn't love at times. And I had the kids in there, and I had all those experiences. So I wrote about what I knew, and that made it easier. And the other thing that was so much fun, I even have a dental office in there. Did I mention that? Because that's the family business, and that's what brought me back. My husband was established. I came back, and then all of a sudden, these people I'd meet every day, 40 people, and they'd be coming in, my tooth, or putting a set of dentures on the counter. And I was like, oh my God, this is really funny stuff. So I said, I'm going to have a dentist in the book. And we don't do a lot of that, but I said, that's the love interest I'm going to put in there, because those stories and those people kept me laughing, I think, for 2 solid years. I had a smile on my face. I mean, even just going through the schedule and looking at the names, I had a smile on my face. Things I hadn't seen before, like Bride and Pansy, all the things that were Newfoundland. And so I tried to capture that in my book. I tried to capture that feeling and that humor and that love and that exuberance for life, and the weather also. I touched upon the weather, which is how Misty ran into Steve, or flew into Steve. And even her name came from a weather pattern out here on this part of the island, by the way, if you're familiar with Misty. So that was the fun part about this. And Sarah, where do I go from here?
I think you're going to invite Roger up to introduce the
trailer.
trailer.
I am. I'm going to. Okay, so the vision got bigger. While I was writing this book, I'm a visual thinker, and I could picture everything I wrote. I could see it. I could see Misty walking in. I could see Charlie's Cove. I could drive through it. So I said, this has to become a movie or a series. So I have this vision. I hope I get there. I'm going to hang on to it. I'm not going to give it up. And so I thought, I have to do a trailer for this book, because maybe if people can see what I see, it'll be more exciting, and maybe doors will open or someone will see it. So along came Roger Maunder. I was at a digital festival in Twillingate doing a talk, and he was doing a talk, and I was like, there's a guy that can do this. Well, maybe I can get to meet him, and then maybe someday he'll do my trailer. Lo and behold, a few years later, I got some funding from Digital NL or Tech NL, and I said, hey, that's enough money. Maybe I can hire Roger. And I did. So Roger, come up for a minute, please. It was really fun after I got over the nerves of having like someone with Roger's experience to come and work on this and hold my hand. How was it for you, Roger?
That was good. It really wasn't enough money.
It could have been worse. It could have been bottle returns.
No, I'm only kidding. It was great, and it was great. You know, the nice thing about making these types of things is the collaboration that comes in when there's a writer and a filmmaker, and even like Evelyn Justin music and things like that. It was fantastic, and it was like a one-day shoot, and Catherine knew what she wanted. She did the casting and pretty much all the locations, and I just had to come in and make it all
And
come together.
that's what you did. You came in, and don't forget, my husband showed up at the motorhome, so we had coffee, we had a toilet, we had we were rocking it. And we had snacks and changing rooms, and we hit Pleasant View, Newfoundland, which is about 8 kilometers east or west, or south or north of Point Leamington, and easy enough to find. We rolled into town, and Dave installed the sign that's down there that I hope you go back and get your picture with that sign for Charlie's Cove and share it to social media. So we rolled into town. Dave Anthony put the sign up. Melinda was there looking after us. She had a lawn chair. The sun just beamed down. We had to cut down some trees. We couldn't get to the house, but we had a saw. We had, we had the gear. We were prepared. And we rolled into Charlie's Cove, and well, it was Pleasant View. People waved, and they were wondering what they were doing. We were doing. They go by.
And there's quite a bit of travel through that whole day.
Yeah, there was.
Between Grand Falls and
Yeah,
Pleasantville.
we did. We went to Sandy Point and Sean Cooper's place and raided his shed, did some shooting there, and then we went up to Grand Falls and finished it off. But it was like bang, 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 bang. It was tiring at the end of
Just
the day.
enough time before the sun went down.
Yeah, it was just enough time. Yeah. So now we are going to see the result of that story. Is there anything else you want to share?
That's it. Just thanks to the actors and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Cindy, you enjoyed working with me.
Yeah, it was good. Hopefully, these types of things, it's good little support material to make the bigger thing.
That's right. We're going to be back here in another 2 years with the movie.
I want to go home to Newfoundland. I want to go home to Newfoundland. Oh, I want to go to Newfoundland.
Misty Muldoon's favorite view of Newfoundland was always the one in her rearview mirror. Coming home wasn't in her plan.
Oh, good morning. Nice morning this morning, isn't it?
Hi. Do you know where Charlie Cuthbertson lives?
Well, now, that'll be the graveyard. Back that way. You're looking to get the house, eh? Tell you what. I'll take you to it, okay, missus? I'll be Duff Murphy. Who'll be you?
I'm Misty Muldoon.
Home to Newfoundland. I want to go home to Newfoundland. Oh, I want to go to Newfoundland.
This is it?
Oh, yeah, well, this is just a fixer-upper, No, Charlie didn't take too kindly with parting with his money.
No, but I'll have to. I need a job.
Oh, you'll get a J.O.B.
3 months ago, her idea of a necessity was an underwire bra and a glass of wine. Now, it's putting logs in the wood stove and finding a job.
Where's the furnace?
That's it?
You're joking.
Nope. Well, listen, Debbie's hiring over at the yard.
The yarn? What's that, a knitting store?
No, boy. Those are local newspaper. Grisly rag, really. Good for nothing, huh? Look at this.
So you're what blew into Charlie's Cove? Misty Muldoon. And you're looking for a job. Well, all right, here's your job description. Just one thing, stay out of my way and make sure your columns are on time.
What's my pay?
Do you know what they get paid at the New York Times?
Yes?
Yeah, well, not that. Now, get out and start nosing around.
Hey! I got a J.O.B. My own column, Misty's Misadventures.
That's what you thinks. What you got is a piece of work with a piece of work.
With the ink freshly dried on her divorce papers, the last thing Misty needs is a man.
You're not from here. Welcome to Charlie's Cove. I'm Steve.
I'm Misty, like the weather.
They should have called you Stormway. You barged in through the door there. I think you'll fit in just great around here. Well, I'll see you around.
Sure.
So when a very personal column, desperately longing for love, accidentally goes viral, applications pour in, and papers start selling like hotcakes.
What did you do? What did you do? Desperately seeking lover? That was private.
I just inked a reality TV show, and these just arrived for you. This one's from Heber Philpott. That couldn't satisfy a goat, let alone a woman. You're making me famous, and you works for me.
I didn't sign up to be your retirement plan.
Too late for that, hot pants.
You're insufferable. Can't believe I work for you.
But you do work for me, baby. Don't forget it.
But the one man she really wants is not impressed.
What's this? Was I not moving fast enough for you?
It's not my fault, it's Fawn's penny.
So what do you expect me to do now? Get in line to be your lover?
Well, you could submit your application.
I thought I already did.
I want to go home to Newfoundland.
Misty's Misadventures, a tale of romance, misfortune, and the enduring spirit of a woman who won't give up. It will make you laugh out loud and put small-town Newfoundland on your bucket list forever. You'll love it.
I want to go home to Newfoundland.
The other one's live? Okay.
All right.
It is. There are credits, and we didn't show them here, but recognizing everyone who participated. And you know, when I was thinking about this, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you have kind of a feel for my characters. I wanted a song that really spoke to me, and I looked and looked and looked for a song, and I heard that one by Evelyn Jess, Home to Newfoundland, and it was just like, oh, it just captured my heart. And I thought, this is really saying something about what I want people to feel, and that whole thing about coming home to Newfoundland. Am I on the right topic? I think I'm reading.
Yeah. Do you want to do a reading?
Sure, I'm not going to read a long time, but part of this whole thing of coming home to Newfoundland, Misty had kind of forgotten the way you do things, and she wasn't exactly up to speed, and so she had run into Steve going into the store this morning and through the wind and so on. But anyway, her purpose in being there was to get her home outfitted, and she was at Tizard's General Store, which we got what you want, and she wanted a bed. So this is a little scene when she walks in. Martin and Mrs., welcome to Tizard's. Misty looked around, possibly at one of the largest men she's seen in quite a while. I heard you was looking for a few beds. Well, Harv Tizard is the man you need, that's me, Tiz. He took a deep bow. At your service. Duff had said he paved the way for their line of credit, but she still wasn't accustomed to people knowing her business so quickly. Well, she'd have to be very careful about what she said from now on. What if she made a joke of saying she was also looking for a man to go in that bed? And given her behavior a few moments ago, well, maybe it wasn't a joke. We are, said Bibby, seizing an opportunity to assert herself. This is Misty's daughter. Nice ones. I see, replied Tiz, right this way. He pointed toward the back of the store. As Misty tagged behind, she sized up both Tiz and his store. The man was a giant, and his mother must have had hips the size of Manhattan. Tiz's head resembled a watermelon standing on its end. and when she caught him in profile, his crooked smile was set in a chin large enough to lodge an anchor. He was almost as amazing as his store, almost being the key word. Tizard's home furnishings was all that and more. From what she could see, it was filled with most everything you could possibly want or need in a lifetime, and plenty that you wouldn't. She sighed as Liberty and Vivian raced toward a display of dolls and stuffed toys. "Oh, not to worry, missus." Tiz stopped and joined her as she watched them. "Kids is always like that the first time in. We can rustle up something for them to take home. Old Tiz has got the gare. Now, let's have a look at them beds." She followed Tiz through a jumble of table and chairs. When he finally stopped, lined up before them were 5 different models: single, bunk, double, queen, and one massive king. "Would the girls be sharing a room?" he asked. "Oh, none of us is sharing a room," Misty replied, immediately regretting her response. "Oh, well, you won't be looking at my master king then, will you?" Tiz chuckled and crooked an eyebrow at her. "That's only a 4 model anyway. We never sells 'em," he said, lowering his voice. "I just keeps it here for enticement." The last word was almost a whisper. "Well, why not?" said Misty. "Why not what?" Tiz asked, turning to stare at her as he stroked his chin. In Misty's opinion, he was looking at her much as he might a thick, juicy steak. "The king," she replied. "I like the king." She was only 30 years old. Why not buy a king? Her heart sped up as she recalled the strength of those hands that had held her and helped her find her balance. Wouldn't it be kind of nice to wake up and look at a man like Steve Day? Oh, hell, why not Steve himself? He was the real thing after all. Real and probably married, she reminded herself. "You wants the king," Tiz repeated as he looked her squarely in the eye. Hooking the fish was what came to Misty's mind as her head bobbed up and down like a dashboard decoration. "I think," she said. "Got room for it?" he asked. "In my life? Yes. In my bedroom? Oh, that's another matter." Misty did a mental tour of the master room in Charlie's house. It would be tight, but it would be workable. Who needs a dresser anyway? Dressers were for organized old women. Beds, particularly kings, now they were perfect for a vibrant, hopeful, if not somewhat fantasy-driven, heartsick, lovesick, plain sick of being alone, laughing, loving woman. To hell with the budget. How much is it? Her mind raced through the list of things she had to buy: clothes, food, books, the bed, and a bead of sweat formed between her shoulder blades. "Well," said Tiz as he continued to rub his chin with his hands, "it'll be good to sell you that. Been here a while, you know. No one slept in it, mind you, not that I knows of anyhow." Misty held her breath. "I can do 5,000? The words slipped through her mouth so quietly, Tiz strained to hear it. "Creepers, missus. 100, 500. And if the girls likes the one on the end, I can throw 2 of them in and make it an even 8. 8? Misty said. "Oh, all right, $7.99, but that's the best I can do." He folded his arms across his chest. When Duff and the boys arrived, Misty was sitting on the service dock, her feet crossed and legs swinging in the breeze. She had bought the bed of enticement. I will say that by buying the bed of enticement, word did spread quickly. Her popularity shot up, and things moved on from there. Now, where am I going? Hello, okay, thank you. All right, well, now that I've sparked your imagination for a king-size bed, I'm going to bring the CEO of the...
That's it, I'm going. I can't follow that.
To come up and say a few words. I have to say, come up, Jennifer Bessel. I have been a member of NLO for quite a few years, and I can only say that the support I've received from Betsy Saunders and also from Deb Yowden, and it has been amazing. And it's helped me, believe it or not, with a book. focus on what it is I want to achieve and do. So I can't say enough good things, and I've loved writing for the Advisor. I really have. So I just want you to tell people all about.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me here today. I have to take a look here at the back because I have this nasty habit of stepping backwards when I'm talking. And if I do that, I'm going to fall into the curtain and I'll be the comedy portion of the evening.
Well, you'll be in my next book.
I probably will, yes. Everyone's speaking off the cuff here today, but unfortunately I'm the kind of person that needs some notes. So please bear with me because I have lots to say and I want to make sure that I capture it all. So once again, my name is Jennifer and I am the CEO with the Newfoundland and Labrador Organization of Women Entrepreneurs, also known as NLO. I also have to take off my glasses because I'm at that age where I can't see. At NLO, every day we assist women in Newfoundland and Labrador with achieving their goals as entrepreneurs through our business advisory services and supports, educational programming, and providing networking and mentorship opportunities. So that's what we're all about at NLO. It's lovely to be here to congratulate Catherine on the publication of her book, Misty's Misadventures. I'm looking forward to reading it. NLO has had the pleasure of supporting Catherine through her entrepreneurial journey, and we are thrilled to be here with her as she reaches yet another milestone along her way. Catherine has been a contributing writer for the NLO Advisor, as she mentioned. We do have some copies of the Advisor around the room, and if you want to take one with you and read some of the words of wisdom Catherine has shared, we encourage you to do so. Through her articles, she helps readers take a more deliberative and thoughtful approach to how they communicate in writing. Her articles, like the one in our most recent issue entitled Put Your Best Self Out There, From Success to Success, all offer strategy and tips for telling your story in a compelling and engaging manner. Catherine has also participated in many of our programs at NLO, like the Gateway to Trade program, worked with our business advisors, including the growth advisor Betsy she mentioned, and has built a network of supportive and inspiring women as a result of her participation with NLO. She is an excellent example of how much a woman entrepreneur can grow and succeed when surrounded by supports and systems uniquely designed to facilitate her success. In 2022, NLO is celebrating 25 years of helping women start, grow, and advance in business. It's one of my great pleasures as CEO to be able to share in the successes of our members. So thank you, Catherine, for inviting me here today to congratulate you publicly on behalf of NLO. We are so excited to celebrate with you all your accomplishments here today, and we can't wait to see what you do next. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I really can't say enough how much it has meant to be a member of your organization, or that we are all part of. I think that NLO has been responsible for uplifting and supporting so many women in our province. And if I have another piece of advice, my first piece of advice to anyone who wants to be a writer is start writing. My second piece of advice is join NLO, because you will have someone there who will support you and pick you up when you feel down or you're not sure what step to take next, and they will hold you accountable. They really will, and there's so much you can learn there. So it was important for me to have you here, and thank you, Deborah, for being here. I've really enjoyed programs I've done with you as well, very much. Now, Sarah, where do I go? I should have had a written agenda. I believe from here we are going to. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to, you heard that wonderful song, and we have Evelyn Jess here to take us out. And I wanted to invite Rhonda Talk Lane up to the stage to talk a little bit about Music NL. Where are you, Rhonda? There you are. Come on up. And you know what's so cool? This is Newfoundland, right? This is so cool. Rhonda comes, and then she goes, oh, I was your neighbor on Daw Crescent for all those years. I moved back home from Nova Scotia. She was up the road watching me rollerblade. Didn't know it, and then we talk a little more. And her father-in-law was a guest on the show, K. Bruce Lane, who did the book on dildo. And so, is this not a wonderful example of how Newfoundland works? And then also the fact of being able to have a collaboration with music being part of my video, and then that brought me to you at Music NL and to Jess, who's down in the back. So I wanted you to just
say a few words. Thank you so much. Yeah, the connections just kept coming, and it was funny. And as I look around the room, I'm seeing people I haven't seen for years, many years, and through all kinds of different roles and different jobs I've been in. So it's really fun to be here. So I'm the CEO of Music NL, Newfoundland and Labrador's Music Industry Association, and we're doing some really cool things across the province. Just tonight we're doing a town hall in CBS, and Evelyn's going to be there. We're going to rock CBS and help grow that industry and drive the economy through music. But we have a membership of over 700 with Music NL, and it takes in not just musicians, but people like Roger Maunder. Roger's a member. And sound techs and producers and labels and managers and artists. So really cool. And I just want to share one funny story that happened. Betsy reached out to me. Of course, Betsy is from grew up in Grand Falls, Windsor. A lot of ties to Grand Falls, Windsor. So Betsy reached out from Enlow and introduced Catherine and I. And we were chatting, and they said, we're going to send you the link to take a look at the trailer. Don't tell Roger. He won't mind. So the funny thing is I'm watching it, and I completely become like totally engaged because it was amazing. And I'm watching it, and I stop, and my phone starts ringing. And it's you, Roger? I'm like, oh my God, he knows I broke into his system, and I'm looking at the video. I never even told you that because I was afraid. You were calling about some check or membership or I don't know, but I thought it was so funny and I had to share it. It was exact time. So just a coincidence. But we're so proud to be a part of this and help you along your journey. I can't wait for the movie. Super exciting. And now to introduce Evelyn Jess. Yes. So excited. So Evelyn Jess is an openly gay female singer-songwriter who grew up in the town of Rugged Harbor, Newfoundland and Labrador, growing up singing in church and Lions clubs, the dream of bigger stages and brighter lights. Currently residing in CBS, Jess has developed a style that is easy listening while tackling big ideas and challenges and norms. She was actually a panel that we did called On Music All, where we were talking about breaking barriers for those in the sector, and just amazing. She's an amazing singer-songwriter. And talking about her struggles with mental health to the disappearance of the Canadian penny. All as a solo artist, Jess has had the pleasure of singing alongside Juno Award-winning Serena Ryder, and in June 2018 was the winner of the Amelia Earhart Songwriters Competition. Congratulations. Over the past couple of years and during the lockdown, Evelyn was featured on lead vocals for several releases from internet pandemic crowd pleasers, the Co-Video Collective. So it gives me great honor and pleasure to introduce Music NL member Evelyn Jess to the stage.
Check one, there we go. So hello everybody, my name is Evelyn Jess, and first I'd like to send congratulations to Catherine and for the release of her book. Congratulations, and I was very delighted to know that Catherine wanted to use my song, Home to Newfoundland, for the book trailer. And I was just tickled. So I would just like to thank everyone that had a hand in that. And yeah, thanks so much. It's been a long time since I've done this. I haven't gigged since December. So yeah, I just got to remember now how to do this. Yeah, so thanks. So I also have my notes of things that I want to say because I tend to forget things as well. So I've got some notes. But yeah, so before I sing the Home to Newfoundland song, I just want to share another song actually that I've got coming up in the works, and talking about connections and all the things that are, you know, cosmic vibes and whatnot. Roger is actually going to be doing the music video to this song I'm about to sing,
and we're going to shoot it on May 24th weekend. So this song, I asked Catherine if I could promote this song, and she was quite gracious to share a little bit of the spotlight. So thanks, Catherine, for that. And so Rhonda had mentioned that I was the take-home winner of the Amelia Earhart Songwriting Competition. Woo! This actually happened in 2018, right before COVID. And so I had won the contest, and we were down there, and everything was great. And I was like, one of the prizes that I won was actually the music video to do with Roger. So I was like, great, we're going to get this music video done, we're going to get it out, and then COVID. And I was like, well, and then another year of COVID, and I was like, okie dokie. And then, well, I released a Home to Newfoundland song, and that got picked up. So I was like, Roger, now it's time to get this video done. Everything's coming into the works, so let's get this video done. So coming up on May 20th, we're going to go down there and shoot the video. And this song will be available on all your streaming platforms on May 20th. So this is called Trepassey in June, and it's about Amelia Earhart and the time that she spent down in Trepassey. And back in 1928. A lot of people don't really know about her visit there, because most people are quite familiar with the Harbor Grace, where she flew solo. But she actually flew for the first time from Trepassey in 1928 as the first female passenger to cross the Atlantic. So without further ado, this is Trepassey in June, and it'll be available on all your streaming platforms on May 20th. And you can pre-save it next week. I'll have the pre-save link for you next week, so you can pre-save it. So this is Trepassey in June.
Twas an afternoon in June 1928. A plane circled round and round. The people couldn't wait. The children all sprinted, grabbing their coats, and the maritime cowboys were tying their ropes. It was like nothing they ever knew. Trepassey in June, Trepassey in June. They couldn't believe their eyes. This woman from the skies, they asked, are you really gonna cross the Atlantic? She said, I'm a damn well try. And when it came time to fly away, people watched by the shore, and some of them prayed, hoping she'd make it through. Trepassey in June, Trepassey in June, Trepassey in June. When she made it to the other side, she exclaimed, what a ride. And of all of the places that I've ever flew, nowhere quite compares to Trepassey in June, to Trepassey in June. Trepassey in June, Trepassey
you very much. So I'm very excited for that to happen within the next few weeks. Something to look forward to, you know. So I'm just gonna do a little quick tunage here. Tune the old guitar. So yeah, Home to Newfoundland. So I wrote this song back in 2016, all the way back 2016. And I wrote it for an RPM challenge. So the RPM challenge is challenge two musicians to write and record an album in the month of February. So I knew I had a few songs, and I knew that I wanted to write about my love for Newfoundland, and I used to go away working seasonal jobs in Nova Scotia. And I did that for a few years, and it got very tiring. And I said, I always came back to music. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be a rock star. And, as you grow up and life gets real and you realize that it's kind of a hard thing to make happen, that you gotta pay the bills. So I went away to work and, coming home and everything, and I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to stay home. I'm tired of going away. And I was ready to make a go at this music thing professionally. So I started with a few RPM challenges, and this Home to Newfoundland song, I started recording an album back in 2019, once again, COVID. And so Home to Newfoundland was on the album, and so we released it last August. And it's been doing all right, and luckily Catherine heard it and wanted it for a book trailer. So, and this is my first time for having a song in sync, so this is super exciting for me. Thank you. And hopefully it can be the start of many. And shortly after I decided to stay home and do music professionally, Trapassi put out a call for the artist, and I actually won the contest and took home the prize. And I took that as a sign that maybe this music thing is where I'm supposed to be. So without further ado, this is Home to Newfoundland. And if you know it, please sing along. I want to wake up to the smell of homemade bread. Put the kettle on the stove. Breathe in the smell of salty air. And take a walk along the shore. Well, I wanna go home to Newfoundland. Yeah, I wanna go home to Newfoundland. Oh, I wanna go to Newfoundland. Want to feel that northeast wind blow through my tired bones. Watch that fog rolling in. It'd be so good on the soul. Well, I wanna go home to Newfoundland. Yeah, I wanna go home to Newfoundland. Oh, I wanna go to Newfoundland. Bring me closer to the water. Bury my feet in the sand. Oh, feel the warmth from the fire. We're on the beaches of Newfoundland, and I wanna Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Love y'all.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Jess. That was amazing and so great to hear. And thank you for everyone who came out this evening to celebrate my mother and Misty's Misadventures launch. We invite you to stay around. There's some food in the back corner. We'd love to chat. Please take a photo by the Charlie's Cove sign if you have time, and you can tag at Catherine.TaylorNL on Instagram and use the hashtag Misty's Misadventures. And of course, if you would love to get a book, you can get a signed copy up here from the author. And you can also buy them online at Amazon, FriesenPress.com, or at Kobo. So thank you everyone so much for coming out, and congratulations, Mom, on Misty's Misadventures.
You're welcome.
Hi there, I'm Chris. We met years ago, haven't we?
Bye.
So just